Well, Martinis, it's the me Martini here, and today man's gonna tell you why Assassin's Creed 2 is my absolute main favourite fucking game, developed by Ubisoft. This game came out in 2009, by the way. Starting off, if you've no clue what it is, Assassin's Creed 2 is an open world free roam game where Big Dazzy over here gets pure molested. Not a fact, just my theory. He gets kidnapped by Abstergo, you never know what he could be up to. Like. He gets pure walloped into this machine called the Animus that lets him see his great grandfather get shot out of his maw here. It's the first time you ever. Right, folks, then we move on to Ezio, 17 years of age, pure running the streets amok in 1476, I'm not sure here, in Florence, Italia. He's sitting here in this bridge, scrapping with Big Vieri the Patsy because he talks shit about his fanboys, right? After apparently Ezio handled his sister.
Afraid to handle things yourself?
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
He needs some milk!
Side note, this is actually where Ezio gets a scar on the right side of his lip that pure stays for all the games, the rest of his life.
What's happened?
Took a bit
So
of a
after
beating,
this,
but I'm all right.
Ezio comes back from his
What
fucking
of your
parents
mother
and
and
all,
sister?
Safe now.
his family, he's pure,
Annette
is just
took-
kidnapped and taken to the jail by the guards. So he goes to his dad tells him to go home and find his secrets, or whatever the fuck. And here we see Ezio getting his armor for the first time, and it's just amazing, to be honest. One of the best things in the game, I have to say.
It's a misunderstanding, Ezio. I'll clear everything up.
And then this ugly bastard over here is meant to help you out. But if you look closely, you see fucking the big Spaniard in the background. But he's supposed to help. He fucks up on purpose. The fucking tout, right? So he fucks everyone over. So Ezio has to go and watch his family hang.
And they'll be released.
Thank you.
There's nothing funny about this. It's just so tragic, to be honest.
You are a traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will!
So, learn how to steal from people, learn how to blend from a random whore, then get some fucking random hidden blade from literally the best painter to ever live. And then Ezio actually kills Alberto, the fucking bastard, the ugly bastard.
I would.
But yeah, after this, he runs away to Monteriggioni.
The auditori are not dead. I'm still here. Me, Ezio. You have my thanks.
Keep the sword, Ezio.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Don't you recognize me? It's a me, Mario.
Ha ha ha!
Mario.
Funila.
It's been too long, you put it. No use dancing around it, I suppose. Your father.
So here Ezio learns with Mario how to fucking slice bitches
Told
up.
you
Like.
before. My father was
Pretty
a
simple.
paper pusher.
You don't learn everything, you just learn how to strafe, how to taunt,
I've
how to
taught you how
counter.
to avoid your enemy's
Strafing is
attacks.
like just a smaller version of dodging. You do not use it. Like until you learn dodging, you use it, but after that, fucking it's useless. Like.
It reeks
You
of
learn how to
fantasy.
taunt, but yeah, Ezio learns how to fuck shit up, but you learn just more combat here. As well as that, he gets a little bit of a feeling on like what's going on. He learns that his dad's an assassin and a small bit about the Templars, but obviously like he's still in shock and he's just so confused. Obviously, like his family was just executed, and he's no idea why. Yeah, so he learns a bit from Mario, and then he's like Mario's still trying to convince him to stay because Ezio wants to move on to Spain or whatever and just leave and stuff. But Mario wants him to take on the mantle and become the next Giovanni. But in reality, Ezio becomes the fucking first Ezio. That's what he fucking becomes.
I trust you believe me now.
Right, and if you've played this game before, I don't think anyone else realised that this wee like one mission actually in the in-game time is 2 years. It's just a fucking surprise. As well as that, random fact, the whole game, like by the end of the game, Ezio's like 40 something. but I thought he was like 30, maybe Les like 28 or something. But surprisingly, yeah, Ezio at the end of the game is 40 because of these small wee times. You don't realise the time change.
Odio questi momenti di incertezza.
Anyway, enough about the story. I have to talk about the class gameplay. Even though some people say the combat is repetitive and basic, but I disagree. I've replayed this game over 50 times since I was 7, 8 years old, I think, and it's still so satisfying to fight. Mainly when using the hidden blades because the executions are brutal and it's not hard at all once you get the hang of it. The stealth is, I mean, it can be okay, but I'd rather slice cunts up. It's more fun in the game, and the stealth can be frustrating, to be honest, when you do missions that you can't be detected on. So you need to do stealth, and it gets really frustrating, to be honest. There are Assassin's Creed games further in the series that do this a lot better. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I never said the game was perfect. In the original release of the game, the climbing at times is just unfucking controllable. Like, when I try to kick a ball forward and it goes behind me, Ezio would be the same. Especially on missions where you have time limits and you just have to free run. Like in the two missions where you have to chase the Templar or something. But in time, if you play the game for a while, you can learn how to avoid this. As well as the fact in the remaster, it seems to be fixed, or for the most part, at least in my playthrough, I haven't really come across it that much. Now, to be honest, just to go off on a rant here, even if is there such thing as a good rant, there are some points about the game, some gameplay points that I just fucking love. For one, seeing Monteriggioni just completely change, like from start to finish, if you just keep doing with the architect and keep, renovating the shops and the landmarks or whatever the fuck, you notice the whole town and even the villa just completely change and get so much better. That was so simple, but one of the most fun things about the game, in my opinion. I loved it. And I'm pretty sure most other people really liked it. Or there's as well as that, there's my big man. The only way you get fucking new upgrades for Ezio, big Leonardo da Vinci, I literally get upgrades in my game from Leonardo da Vinci. That's just one of the most great things about it. It's just something it's a pretty cool way to give you upgrades. Like other games, you have, go to this wall, click interact, or go to this thing and just, go into this menu. But instead you have Leonardo da Vinci, it's just a thing that I like about the game. Or, well, obviously this is all aside from the story. The story I fucking love, to be honest. People when they were younger were sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna be Superman playing or some shit, or I wish I was, Americans of G.I. Joe or whatever, or Action Man. Or we had Action Man. I was fucking Ezio. I was like, I'm Ezio, and people were like, who the fuck's that? I was like a wee kid playing a fucking 18-year-old game I shouldn't have been playing, but I'd do it all over again if I could, to be honest. It was just the best game I've ever played. I know there are better made games or whatever, but my favourite game of all time just has to be Assassin's Creed 2, for the way Ezio just does anything, and the things he taught me as a child. And I know that sounds really bad, I was a child, shouldn't have been playing the game, I said that already, but I learned, the basic sort of lessons of life from a fucking game, from a video game. There's people out there that, what's that guy's name? There was a reporter or something who thought GTA 3, I think, was making kids violent and all this shit, when Assassin's Creed taught me a small bit about Renaissance Italy. I guess, a small bit. It taught me not justice, but it taught me how to be a good person. And obviously I'm not going to go out and kill people that annoy me, you know what I mean? But it just taught me good and evil. When you watch a movie when you're a kid and there's the bad guys, the good guys, and there's no in between about it. Even though sometimes, as an older person now, it is better to watch stuff like that. But, as a child, that shit is good. It's just a simple, Mario versus Bowser, good versus bad, Vader versus Luke, you know what I mean? It's just just teaches you so many different things. And then there's there's the ending. Spoiler alert, where you realize all the people for Ezio's life were assassins helping him along the way and pushing him towards his destiny. Like you know, the brutes, the thieves, the Volpe, Antonio. Is that his name? Yeah. Yeah, there's the time Antonio goes, "Here, this is coffee. I got it from like Persia or some shit." And then he's like, Ezio's like, "You should add milk to it." Man, I can't take my fucking coffee without milk. That's just, you know, the nice wee details about the game. And obviously just Ezio's character as a whole is just, it's just amazing. Like, why do you think they made 3 fucking games about the guy? Like, and I will make videos on Brotherhood and Revelations if anybody wants me to. And if you're watching this and you're an Assassin's Creed fan who sort of disagrees with me on the fact that I think the older games, you know, Brotherhood 2, Revelations, Black Flag 3, the first one too, you know, I guess the first one's good. I think all those games were just the best times of Assassin's Creed, and then just they've become shit. And I know they've innovated the whole fucking franchise, which I do appreciate, because we had like a sort of Call of Duty thing going on where it was the same thing every year, just a bit changed. You know, like Syndicate was just meh, it was boring. But, you know, then they changed it up and it just wasn't my thing. But if you disagree with me and you like the newer games, you know, tell me out there if you think I should play them. But folks, that is genuinely why Assassin's Creed 2 is my favourite game of all time. And why, if you can get it, it's the Ezio collection's £30 here in the UK. Can't believe I just called my country the UK. But yeah, it's £30 here. So if you can afford it, I'd say get the Ezio collection. It's 3 games in one, to be honest. Ezio is one of those characters that in like a game that you wouldn't really expect to make you feel actually does, kind of, if you go for it. And then when you watch the I think it's Lineage. No, it's not Lineage. Embers, the Ezio short video, the short film thing. That is, well, that gives you the feels, I tell you. Anyway, Martinis, it's the real Martini, signing off. If you want a video on Brotherhood, comment down below.